Yeah, I don't think it would matter, but let's talk to a guy that did a lot of things and made a difference and did matter for this organization. And against your old organization, Chris Gratton, how did it feel to win tonight?
Oh, I felt great. Obviously, not just because it's my former team, but just the way that we played in the series, the way we fought. I think we were a little nervous coming into this game tonight, as we were expected to be. Right. But the guys got off to a great start, and it's tough to fight back from a 4-0 lead in a game. And Dom played well for us, and right from the first line down to the fourth line, everybody really contributed tonight.
A couple goals tonight, and again, Rob Ray told me you were a bag of toys before this series started, and whatever that meant, I don't know whether you're too nervous or whatever, but you came out, and how much did that help yourself becoming a Sabre and maybe your career as far as growing forward?
Well, I think it helps out tremendously. Obviously there's a lot of emotions when you play your former team. Right. A lot of stuff kind of happened there all at once. I went from Tampa to Philadelphia, and it took me a while to get over it. But, I'm extremely happy being here in Buffalo and being part of the Sabre Hockey Club. And, as long as I can contribute offensively and help out this hockey club as much as possible, then that's what my job requires. But, I'm just happy that the guys played extremely well. And I think the series could have went either way. I mean, it was two teams that were so evenly matched. It's pretty scary, but it was a hard fought, and it was fun to play and fun for fans to watch.
It was an exceptional series for everybody to watch and to be a part of. Now let's talk about the time off. You have the confidence that you in beating this so dramatically the way you beat this team tonight. What does that do for your confidence going the next series?
Well, I think obviously it can only help us out. We want to get a couple of days of rest in here. We got a couple of guys that are pretty banged up, and it was a 6-game series, but it seemed a lot longer than that. It was really physical, and they're a physical hockey team. But we want to use these couple of days to our advantage and get some guys rested up and healthy again and ready to go when we start the next series.
Well, Chris, congratulations. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy your time off, and a great series.
Thanks a lot, Danny.
Chris Gratton, guys, who had an unbelievable series, led this team with goals as far as goals when needed, I guess, and a couple here tonight again. A real big effort by Chris Gratton, and we're going to send this now to the podium here at HSBC Arena.
Nothing feels good enough.
Well, it's the one thing we mentioned, that we worked hard in Philadelphia in the first two games to gain the home ice advantage, and what more could you ask for to come back and play one game in your building in front of your fans to win a series, and especially with the way the series went last year, and these two teams go at it all the time. So I thought the home ice in that case was just a huge advantage for us.
At what point did you think you had that goal or Dumont's?
I don't know. I finally said something like a 6-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. I don't. You know what? There's so many bizarre things that have happened in the playoffs already this year, from teams scoring 3 goals in the last 6 minutes to. But I don't know if I felt comfortable till there was maybe 6-7 minutes left in the game. It's just. And I've been on the other side of it, where I've been beat that bad in the playoffs and lost games when we've been up by 4 or 5. So we took the approach. It wasn't going to be over till it was over.
Can you talk just a little bit about the makeup of this team, especially compared to what was the final few years ago? How many goals did the players work here for Marcus last year?
Well, I think that you've got to come together as a team. I think we've got real good team chemistry. We've had it since the trade deadline. We've played very good hockey. I said to the team, when you end up having 45 or 46 wins, whatever it was, pretty well a ratio that you win 3 and lose 2 throughout the year. And we were sitting with the 3 wins, 2 losses, and Philly was a very good team. They had 100 points. There was nothing to take away from our effort for the most part, but we knew that, and we said at the start of the series it was going to be a long series. It was going to be 6 or 7 games, and we were going to have to pay a big price to win the series. And I was really proud of the way our guys responded tonight.
Is anybody injured? Anybody with no injuries? Warner go to the bench, give them a little bit, Murata maybe put some shots.
We've got some guys that are banged up, but nothing to the extent that they should miss any more time. I mean, obviously Rasmussen got back in the lineup. We didn't play him the last 10 minutes. But, no, I don't think there was anything notable in tonight's game.
Injury?
He's got a deep bone bruise. And watching the game in Philadelphia, I could tell he wasn't skating very well. He left with 7 minutes left in the game. We've had it looked at. He's getting treatment for it. Decided that we would put Jason back in last night. Although Jason's been sick for 3 or 4 days. Actually, didn't even skate yesterday. Just went to the hospital and got fluids. So, just went with a hunch that he'd be ready, he'd be hungry, and I thought we got a heck of a game out of Jason too.
After the exit last season, the way you guys ended the season last season, it's just almost a complete turnaround. Talk about maybe even a manufacturer you guys in Philly this year.
Well, I've said before that if you look at teams that always have to play against each other, it looks like Philly and Buffalo always have to meet. There's other teams in the league that seem to always meet: Dallas, Edmonton, Pitt, Washington. We put on a heck of a run just to get in the playoffs, and we had some guys that were banged up. We had some guys. I mean, Doug Gilmour was nowhere near 100%. So, we went into the series, expecting to do better, but special teams killed us last year, and they got the jump on us. But I think, we looked at it this way, that we were healthy, we were on a roll going into the playoffs, that there was no reason that we couldn't match what they were going to bring at us and give it a little extra. I thought he was trying to get me at one point, so so I was looking for Larry Playfair for a little help. But no, I don't know. He lost it for a second, but I think you gotta commend the job that Bill Barber and his staff did, and the way their team fought through adversity through the year, and they've got nothing to be ashamed of. I thought with all the distractions and the number of players they've had hurt, and Primo coming back and basically playing on half a leg, they made it one heck of a series.
Was this kind of what you had in mind when you wanted to add some veterans to this team after
Well, yeah, they did. They really did. I think you look at the good teams around the league, the teams that succeed in the playoffs. You can go to the grumpy old men in Dallas. They know how to play. They know how to compete. They know what it takes. They've been there a long time, and I thought we got a huge effort out of that core: Gilmour, Anderchuk. Those guys tonight were huge for us.
Coach, the win's going to give you some time off. I assume that's a bonus.
There won't be a lot of time off for us. It's been a demanding stretch. I think this was 5 games in 7.5 days, or whatever it was. So, we'll take a day off and catch our breath, but then, we got to get right back at it. Well, I think if you looked at their club, we got beat by special teams in Game 5, and all we talked about was the type of discipline we had during the year, that we weren't going to retaliate, we weren't going to acknowledge, some of the stuff that was going on the ice, that they were doing it to try to obviously distract us, and I think any time you give in to what they want to do, they're winning the battle, and I thought tonight that, our discipline won us a hockey game again. I thought he was awesome. I thought he was flying tonight. Well, I thought he was going pretty good anyway. So, but he's got Dave's got the great hands around that. Dave's one guy that'll always shoot the puck on net. And I think the first goal is just an indication of that. We've got guys from that same position would be reluctant to throw the puck to the net. They want to make something happen. Dave's thinking is, I'll throw it at the net and we'll see what happens. And I think that comes from years of being around the front of the goal and knowing what goes on around there.
So many goals and so few shots. You haven't scored 4 goals in a period, any period at all this season. A quick start again. Talk about the first period.
Well, it was something that as a coach you love to see. You really can't explain it. We felt good about the way we were going to play tonight. We felt good at our meeting last night, and I thought the attitude was very good around the team. We talked about, somebody said, you're going to have to be ready for them. I said, they're going to have to be ready for us in the first 5 or 10 minutes. This is our building and our crowd. And we scored some nice goals. It wasn't that they weren't nice goals. Odette's shot was one heck of a shot. The power play goal by Anderchuk. Czechmonic couldn't do anything on the first goal. It was redirected. So the goals we did score were nice goals.
It was sort of like a late space killer instinct said that you let him off the mat.
Well, I did say I didn't like the way we played. There were some areas of the game I didn't like in Philadelphia. We addressed that. If you don't play well, you come out and say you didn't play well. And I thought we had some players that didn't play well in that game. And I thought system-wise, we weren't there shift in, shift out. We addressed it. We showed some stuff, and I think we corrected some stuff. But it really wasn't X's and O's tonight. I mean, it was just emotion and what the guys brought to the table with the willingness to, the one-on-one battles to be better.
Thoughts on the Washington-Pittsburgh series? Is that too soon to really analyze that?
I think it's too soon to tell. It's 3-2. I think that series has been just like this series. It's 1-goal games. It's 2-1. It's a tight battle. So, I think the fact we win, we're not picky.
I didn't say nothing. Billy talked to them. I didn't. I don't.
Say anything to Billy?
I talk with Billy. We'll have lots of time to talk. But nothing he could do about it. It's one of those games. It's a nightmare when you're involved in it, but it happens in sports.
Billy said maybe it was a case of just running out of gas after everything that's happened this season with this team. What's your opinion on that?
I guess that could be right. I don't know. You get behind early in the game again, and makes it pretty tough. You're playing against good opposition who are on top of their game tonight, and you start trying to do things that are uncharacteristic because you have to, because you're behind, and it just about always results in giving up more scoring chances to the other team. But you got to try and score, and I thought Billy did that.
Bob, you won the Stanley Cup here in 74, 75, one of the maybe greatest moments in Flyer history. Is this one of the lowest points in Flyer history, a loss like this today?
No, I mean, the score wasn't very good for our side, but I thought up until today's game it was a pretty even series. Our team played hard. We had a bad night, that's all.
Boy, that first goal, that did it.
Grattan gets the first goal this afternoon.
Grattan on the draw against Plant. Comes back to Woolley. He'll tip it in for Andrachuk. Andrachuk took the shot. Dave Andrachuk took the quick shot and banked it in off the goaltender. And Buffalo strike first.
Rough said, Andrachuk will throw it at the net.
Good, but stop it there. And you can see Andrachuk is going to get control of the puck. Here's Grattan in this area. He'll put himself right where he wants to be for the tip in. Andrachuk will notice this and shoot it right in this area here. Go ahead, let it go, Biggie. There it is, and there's the tip.
Just a little piece of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it doesn't need much, right? But look at the positioning. Andrachuk's going to look at this guy and says, yeah, we're just going to shoot it at the net. The guy might be screened, might go in if it isn't tipped. We'll give it a shot, see what happens. Here it is right here. Just touches it. Barely. Changes directions, and it goes.
At 2:23 from Andrachuk and Shatan, Grattan gives Buffalo the lead. Then Doug Gilmour with a power play marker makes it 2-zip.
Andrachuk at center. Andrachuk in over the line. Drags it through. Rolls it right beside the net. He scores! Doug Gilmour punches the air after he punched it in. And Buffalo capitalizes quickly on the power play with a 2-0 lead.
Andrachuk's reach keeps the play alive.
Oh, and Zednik just a terrific play to get it out of his own zone. Now, Andrachuk, he's going to stumble a bit with this puck, but it turns out it ends up being a pass. Right here, watch. Philadelphia almost gives it to him. As a matter of fact, it went off the defenseman's skate, and there's Doug Gilmour. He'll sift in the far side. Look what Gilmour's looking at. Nothing but a stick. Get it up an inch off the ice, and it's in.
Hey,
there's an offside, by the way.
Sabres are going to make it 3-zip.
That's blocked. Sabres break it up and start back with a pass up to Audette. He's onside. Audette shoots one. Score! Donald Audette with a rocket. A laser shot into the short side. And Buffalo ups the lead to 3-0.
Good D into offense, and Audette's got from the red line to think about where he's putting it.
Watch the block shot right here by Patrick. Away they go, and Zednik leading the way again. Now, Donald Audette, this guy is dangerous when he slaps a puck if he has a 2-foot run at it. Here he has about an 80-foot run at it. I'm going to tell you something. He did everything but jump off the ice when he laid into that shot.
Andreychuk, a huge first period, makes it 4-0 again on the power play.
Verada or to Andreychuk. Andreychuk slides it across ice. Here's Woolley. Cleared it in front. Score! Dave Andreychuk. Perfect pass from Jason Woolley. Deflects it in. Another power play goal. 4-0 Buffalo.
Woolley back in the lineup, very effective.
The nail's being driven into the coffin right now, and there's the pass. Not a shot in goal, but a direct pass by Woolley, one of his patented plays. Andreychuk, good positioning, just touches that puck, hits the defenseman's skate, and in it goes. What a terrific setup from Woolley. A tough position, don't you think, at this point for Philadelphia, man? I'll tell you, lights are just about out at this point.
What makes this really tough to swallow? 4-0, I mean, it's a nightmare, but 4 goals on 8 shots.
It's not looking good at all. There's no place for Philadelphia to go. They have no momentum in their play. They can't get over the red line because Buffalo just shutting them down defensively and forechecking so well they can't get a play started.
Well, when it's 4-0, you're saying, I mean, if they ever beat Hasek 5 times to win a game.
That's how I looked at it.
They deserve it. The Sabres should be mortified, but Buffalo kept coming.
Yeah, they didn't stop, and they just kept on pounding and pounding away. And boy, there is no let up at all in their play. A lot of times teams will do that, Brian. They will back
just
up
pack
after.
It in,
they relax, but they didn't. That's a good sign.
Second period, it's J.P. Dumont with a nifty move.
Flyers keep it in. Back to the point. It comes broken up, and here's a race for it. Dumont charging in. Here's Dumont the backhand. He scores! J.P. Dumont, 17 games without a goal. Tags one top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, and Buffalo a 5-0 lead.
Boy, Philadelphia's defense looks slow here. Just stop it right there. What is this guy doing? Playing with the puck. He's the last guy back. And how about this guy over here? When he sees his man fooling around with the puck, why didn't he slide over? Well, he didn't, and away goes Dumont. Roll it, Biggie.
To the backhand and beats Chuck Monick 5.
I mean, they can barely catch up to this guy. McGillis tries to catch him from the far side. Looks like he's skating cement, both of them. Terriens, I mean, his problem was he was standing still on the play. So, terrific play by Dumont, my first star today.
Chuck Monick gets a seat after a wonderful season and series. It was all over but the shouting, but the Sabres kept it coming, and Hines nets one on the power play.
The line feeds it off into the corner to Grattan. Grattan chopping it behind the net. Chatan got it right beside the net. It comes out and scores! Hines 57. Another power play goal and a 6-0 Buffalo lead.
It's a train wreck at this point, and Buffalo's 3 for 6 on the power play.
Hines is just helping himself. There's no one bothering him. Terrien's out for lunch on the far side on this. Doesn't get back into the play. There's no forwards that step up and support the defense. It's just a matter of Hines just going to the net here and helping himself. And he certainly did.
Third period, Dumont gets his second of the game in the playoffs. Chris Grattan adds his 5th on a tip-in again of a shot by Afinogenov in the final. Is 8-0. The handshake's right there. Buffalo 8-0. It is their largest margin of victory in franchise history in the postseason. Buffalo 8, Flyers 0. Not a typo. That's the real score. We'll be back.
Here with Sabres defenseman Jay McKee. Jay, how good does it feel for you guys to have this series over with?
Well, it's a very nice feeling. I don't think anyone expected to happen tonight what happened, and it's been a long, hard-fought series, and to go out there and get that win tonight like we did, we're very happy with it.
What was different from Game 5 to Game 6 because the results were so completely opposite?
Well, I think we had a lot more momentum tonight. I think coming home in front of our fans and being a little bit upset with the game we played there. The guys are skating great and scoring goals.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but the first 6 goals, 6 different guys scored them. We've talked about balance, but all 6 were acquired by Darcy Regier starting since right before last year's trade deadline. You're one of the old guard here now, which is funny to believe, but talk about that. And maybe is there some credit due to the people that have put this team together?
Well, I think there's a lot of credit due. I think Darcy's brought in a lot of guys that have really helped us, and through the draft, we've got a bunch of guys here as well. So I think over the years, they've done a great job job. I've seen a lot of guys come, a lot of guys go in 5 years, and I really like what we have here right now.
Tonight, a couple of early power play goals. You talked about that quick start, but could you have imagined chasing Chickmanick the way you guys did 3 minutes into the second period?
No, not at all. I think tonight we expected a lot of the same of what happened in Philly, and for whatever reason, we were lucky to find the back of the net, and I think that definitely swung the momentum our way and took a lot of life out of them, and we just rolled from there.
Final thought, is there any sense of satisfaction because it avenges last year's playoff loss?
Oh, definitely. I think anytime you get beat out in the playoffs, you've got a little bit of a grudge held against that team, and this year it's our turn.
Congratulations on the game win and the series win as well.
Thank you very much.
Sabres defenseman Jay McKee. Let's go back to the studio.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Phillips Empire Sports Report. Alongside Bramante Bryant, I am Jim Basquel, and ahead in the show, the Bills hope their draft choices fit the bill, but our big story...
Game 6 at HSBC.
In Game 5, and Platt comes back to Woolley. He'll tip it in for Andrechuk. Andrechuk quickly scores!
Chris Gratton actually will tip in 1-0 Buffalo. Now Buffalo on the power play. Dave Andrechuk carries it over the line. Doug Gilmour puts it in. 2-0 Sabres. 4 minutes later, Alexei Zhiknik gets the puck out to Donald Audette, and watch this shot from Audette. Quick pass, Tetchmonic, 3-0 Buffalo. Glove high. It was sweet. Buffalo now 2 minutes later on the power play. Jason Woolley from the point. Dave Andrechuk will tip it in. 4-0 Buffalo. Now, the Sabres had complained about Dominic Hasek getting roughed up. John LeClair here trips him up into the penalty box for Mr. LeClair. That means J.P. Dumont now would be on the breakaway. Races past Chris Therien. Shoots, scores. Buffalo 5-0. Dumont's first career playoff goal. 9 shots, 5 goals for Buffalo. Tetchmonic out. 4 games, 2 goals during the regular season. 6 games in the playoffs, 18 goals. Boucher in. Dominic just resting. Now second period, Sabres on the power play. Chetan over to Steve Hines, who picks and pokes and gets it in. Buffalo up 6-0. Flyers are dejected, as they should be. Then third period, Miroslav Chetan sends J.P. Dumont on the breakaway, and you get it, he beats Boucher. 7-0 Buffalo. Then as Doug Gilmour will come to the bench, watch Todd Federick chases him into the Sabres bench, and you shouldn't do that, especially when you're down 7-0. Gets the beat down. Then Boucher would mishandle the puck. Afinogenov will shoot. Gratton will tip it in, scores his 5th of the series. 8-0 Buffalo is your final. Buffalo 3 for 6 on the power play as Lindy congratulates. 5 goals for Chris Gratton, as we said. Sabres go on to win this series 4-2. Now, everybody in a good mood at HSBC Arena, except maybe the Flyers. A dominant performance by the Sabres today. Standing by at the arena with more Empire's Josh Moore. Josh.
Well, boys, this was a party from the beginning. The fans were into it from the moment they started filing into the stadium. The Sabres put the game away really in the second half of the first period. However, this was a series in which the score of the final game didn't really reflect the closeness of the series as a whole. And suffice it to say that the Sabres are just very glad to be moving on to round 2.
Well, it's a very nice feeling. I don't think anyone expected to happen tonight what happened, and it's been a long, hard-fought series, and to go out there and get that win tonight like we did, we're very happy with it.
Feels pretty good, Game 6 at home, we come back home, and that was a big win, and now we're just gonna have some rest and keep working with some little stuff to be ready for the next series.
It's kind of hard to say now. I think about what exactly happened out there. It just seems like we're always, second behind the play, all over the ice. But exactly why, I don't know.
We all expected a much better effort than that. And, it's going to be a long summer. We obviously got a lot of positives to build on, but still leaves a sour taste in your mouth at them.
But I sure couldn't be critical of any of our players. I know it's a tough day today, and everyone goes, geez, how could this ever happen? Well, you know what? Maybe we ran out of gas.
Feels great. It really does. They're a solid team. We beat a real good team right there, and we're looking forward to moving on here. And it's just so much fun. The further you move up the ladder, it just adds to the fun, and it's something we've been working very hard for all year, and we hope it keeps paying off.
Well, as we look beyond the score, the Sabres do get a payoff. And for Sabres fans who are awfully sick of meeting the Flyers in the playoffs, most of the news is good. We start with the margin of victory. The 8-goal difference in the win is the largest playoff margin for the Sabres ever. Their previous record was 6. The 8 goals, only one short of the team playoff mark set in one game, which was 9 back in 1992 against the Boston Bruins. That was also the last time they won a game by as many as 6 goals. And the Sabres put this one away early with that 4-goal first period. It is the most goals the Sabres have scored in a period this season, and it's something the Sabres say they knew they had to do in order to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that as a coach you love to see. You really can't explain it. We felt good about the way we were going to play tonight. We felt good at our meeting last night, and I thought the attitude was very good around the team. We talked about. Somebody said you're going to have to be ready for them. I said they're going to have to be ready for us in the first 5 or 10 minutes. This is our building and our crowd.
We obviously we took this as a desperate situation for us. We didn't want to go back there, and we played like that in the first few minutes. I mean, we got some breaks, but that's part of the game, and we capitalized on them. But we were prepared to have our best game.
After the first period, it was 4-0, and in our mind, it was important to go for the 5th one and to keep going that way. And I think as soon as we scored the 5th one, they kind of let down a little bit.
And, of course, this win for the Sabres avenges a regular season in which the team went winless against the Philadelphia Flyers. Maybe more importantly, it also gives them revenge for last year's playoff series loss, a series loss that helped set the entire agenda for this season.
Oh, I don't know if it's revenge. I mean, it's definitely gratifying to beat the team that beat you out in the first round. So, I mean, we're very happy right now, yeah.
Oh, definitely. I think anytime you get beat out in the playoffs, you've got a little bit of a grudge held against that team, and this year it's our turn.
No, I don't think it's more special. I think, the past playoff games that I've been in, I haven't been too successful, and, this series, I've gotten lucky. There's no question about it. I felt that I had a pretty good year. I was coming in with some confidence, and, just to be able to contribute to this hockey club offensively is a big boost, and hopefully I can carry it on throughout the next series. But it doesn't matter who scores the goals or who contributes in the playoffs. It's whether you win the games, and that's something that we did. We really focused hard on this series, and we knew it was going to be a tough battle from start to finish, and I think everybody from the goaltender outplayed extremely well.
You did.
And the Sabres do win the game 8-0, and they win the series over the Flyers 4-2. We've got much more of our coverage here live from HSBC Arena in just a little bit, including a look at how the Sabres were put together and the perfect dividends that paid off in this particular Game 6.